Hey everybody, Chris here. So with Dogecoin leveling out at around 8 cents, the question is now, where do we go from here? Is Dogecoin going to take off and we're going to see a bull market? Or are the bears going to take over and we're going to see some retracement? That's what we're going to explore in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I certainly appreciate the support. Also hit that little notification bell. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. We'll be going live on Monday nights and Friday nights right now. That's the schedule that I'm on. So please be sure to check me out, because we also explore a lot of altcoins, talk about Bitcoin, other news, other things that are going on, and try and have a little fun too. So the live streams are always a good time. So we had a run up to 9 cents, now settling around 8 cents. We'll show that on the charts. But also, what is happening with the overall crypto market? And that still tends to be moved more by Bitcoin. We have seen a run by Ethereum with the upcoming merge. There's a lot of excitement about that. And Ethereum has kind of pulled the market up a bit. But Bitcoin's kind of still lagging around and not really doing much right now, because I think Bitcoin is a wait and see mode as well. We know Dogecoin can go on its own runs, on its own catalysts. We've seen that. Bitcoin is really more on the backs of the institutions now, I believe. And that's really going to determine how the crypto market moves forward. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the charts and a couple of other things of interest I'm looking at. We'll take a look at that now. So we'll start here with the Dogecoin chart. And here's Dogecoin, just over 8 cents. This is after touching over 9 cents the other day. Right now, this yellow line here, that is the 8 cent line. That is support. We also have a rising support line, which is here in orange. So I'll zoom out to the 2 hour and we'll see that. This has been the trend that Dogecoin has been on. Until Dogecoin breaks down below this trend line, it is still in an upward movement. So that is what Dogecoin looks like. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is a little different. Bitcoin has actually been going down. Look a little bit further back, and it's kind of been up and down, sideways trading. Good for swing traders, for those that are trying to swing. This is what people make money doing, swing trading, that's for sure. But where this goes from here is tied to a couple of things. And the first I'm going to look at, and this is with regard to Bitcoin again here, is these 4-year cycles. And if you've heard about 4-year cycles, here they are. And this is from Rob at Digital Asset News that I check in on, see what's going on, because Rob gives a good overview of overall crypto market, talking a lot about 3 Arrows Capital, Luna, Voyager, Celsius, all of those big things that are going on there. So very interesting background there. I really invite you to look at this 3 Arrows Capital story. It's very interesting how these guys were using arbitrage and making money, and then they just got greedy, and the greed just took over. Just an amazing story. But he has a link to these Google Docs, and these are the 4-year cycles of Bitcoin. And what this is looking at, because every 4 years there's a halving. If you don't know what halving is, go ahead and look it up and search that on Google. There's a lot of descriptions about the Bitcoin halving. I'm not going to get into that here, but if you're interested, take a look at that. But with the halving happens in Bitcoin every 4 years. So that's where this idea of this 4-year cycle comes. So we look at 2012, and Bitcoin was trading between $5 and $14. It had a run in 2013 up over $1,100, and then dipped in 2014 down to $300. That dip from the all-time high all the way down to the low, which it actually hit in 2015 in the reset, down to $200, that was an 85% drop right there. 85% drop. And it took about 1.5 years for that to happen, from the all-time high to the lowest dip. But then what happens? You go to the next slide. And in this next slide, we go to 2016. There's another halving. Bitcoin goes up in price, almost at like 3 to 4x in that time, although it looks rather low, but Bitcoin was trading at a dip of 200 and then up to almost 1,000. And then in 2017 hit an all-time high of 19,500. What did Bitcoin do then? It dipped, and then it dipped again in the reset, the fourth year, and there was a low. Well, the dip happened right at the end of 2018, but that percentage loss right there from 19,500 to 3,200, that's 85% again, 85%. So then this chart was actually made in 2020. So in 2020, Bitcoin then had its halving and then started to move up in 2020. What happened in 2021? And this graph really doesn't represent it because Bitcoin actually started moving up faster here in 2020. We can take a look at that here. We go to the weekly on the actual chart, and we can see in 2020 right here, by October, November, December of 2020, Bitcoin was already moving up. And by December 21st, 22nd, and into 28th, it was up over 27,000 in price. So it had really started moving up there in 2020. However, the all-time high wasn't hit until 2021. And in 2021, we actually had a double all-time high. We had one in April, and then again, the higher one in November, up near $68,000. So he's labeling it 67,617. So that happened in 2021. So now, here we are in 2022, and we're in the dip. The dip has come down to 17,600. This graph doesn't represent the actual trading. This graph was made back in early 2020. However, that price difference from 67,617 to 17,600 is 71%. It's not 85%. And so if this sticks to this 4-year cycle trend, and this is what a lot of people who follow Bitcoin are saying, there's going to be another dip. And when there's another dip, it's going to go down to like 12,000. And that's the target, to see that 85% dip. Again, if history repeats itself, that's what people are talking about. And then in 2023, what would we see? We would start to see some gains come back on the reset in 2023. And then we would go to 2024. We'd be sitting somewhere between 30,000 and 65,000. And then 2025 is when there's the next big run. How high does that go? Who's to say? Hundreds of thousands of dollars people are talking about in Bitcoin, but that's not until 2025 if these 4-year cycles are followed. So what does this mean for now? This means that in 2022, we're not going to see any bull runs, and probably not even in early 2023 if it follows the same pattern. Very interesting. However, there are people who believe times are different, right? It's different this time because there's different conditions. And one of them, if we go to James and Invest Answers, he's looking at BlackRock. BlackRock has $10 trillion assets under management, AUM. BlackRock has now partnered with Coinbase and is going to open up crypto investing to its institutional investors. And so what James looked at is if BlackRock only opened up the trading to 0.5% of their institutions come into Bitcoin and they spend $50 billion, what this impact on the price of Bitcoin would be around $75,000. And that's just him doing some math and figuring out this new money coming in to Bitcoin. And with the potential future price then of $98,000 per Bitcoin. However, if BlackRock's shares under management of institutions is up to 1%, we're talking about Bitcoin at $173,000 per Bitcoin. And then he also showed 5% because some people were saying, well, 5% might be more realistic of how many would start to invest in Bitcoin, because institutional investors like to spread out their wealth, right? They don't want to be stuck in any one thing. So they spread it out in multiple areas. and allocations to Bitcoin, let's say it's 5%, you talk about over $700,000 per Bitcoin. So this is what the excitement is about this BlackRock Coinbase deal, is that it opens up Bitcoin investing to a large chunk of the wealth of the world, to Bitcoin. Now, could these people already be investing in Bitcoin? Maybe. However, this is just all of the assets under management of BlackRock talking about opening up that investment there to Bitcoin. So this is very bullish. This is why James is very bullish. He sees the bull run starting now, and a lot of people are on this bandwagon of coming off this 4-year cycle and Bitcoin taking off. And if Bitcoin takes off, what do we see? Well, we look at the Bitcoin dominance, and Bitcoin dominance has been going down. And this is mostly because of Ethereum, because Ethereum has been on a big run here. And Ethereum is second at like 20% of the overall crypto market, but Bitcoin is still over 40%. If Bitcoin takes off, we're going to see all of crypto pretty much take off with it. And so if Bitcoin makes a 5x, 10x, we're going to see most other cryptos do the same thing, because everyone's going to be buying into crypto then. That's what the potential is. But right now, where we're sitting, it's hard to tell. Here's Doge. You know, we're at this little inflection point here. Yes, we are on an upward trend from the middle of June up to now. This upward trend looks like it may even lead, if we can get up over 9 cents and maybe hit 10 cents, that 10-cent mark, that would be a 2x, double from where it was in the middle of June, which would be big. But we see what Dogecoin's potential is back here, where Dogecoin was, up to 30 cents, 35 cents, and then, of course, 73 cents up to its all-time high. So that's the potential that Doge has. When is this going to happen? Is it going to happen this year, next year, the year after? That's what we're waiting to see. So getting back to Dogecoin, we know Dogecoin follows the overall crypto market most of the time. Cryptos go up, Doge goes up. Cryptos go down, Doge goes down. For the most part, the whole crypto market moves in tandem. However, we know Doge can do a breakout on its own, and we also know that when the market is going down, Doge can drop at a higher percentage than most other cryptocurrencies. That's because it can be manipulated a lot easier, because there's not a lot of institutions that are investing in Dogecoin. So that seems to be the difference. Where it goes from here is still a mystery to me. I'm not making a prediction one way or the other. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and I've got my cash sitting on the side. I'm not buying right now. I'm not willing to believe that we are really into a bull market yet. But that's just me. Let me know what you think in the comments below about not only Dogecoin, but Bitcoin and this whole BlackRock thing, and how much money could actually be coming into the crypto market. Give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.